Okay, here we go. All right, hello everybody. This is the Sights and Sounds of Earth. A very somber evening. Uh, not not a good evening at all. I just got off. What is that? Cat hair? I just got off the terrestrial radio after 3 hours of the coverage of the Charlie Kirk shooting, and I have to tell you, I'm depressed. I'm upset. I think it's terrible. I don't know what else to say. Um, I had a lot of respect for that man. He's whether you like him or believe in him, what he did, the way he did it was extraordinary, and his abilities were amazing. And he was ultimately unalived because of the beliefs that he felt very strongly in. He left behind a child and two children, a wife. They were in the audience. They watched it. This is an attack on the Constitution of the United States, as well as Charlie Cook and conservatives, for that matter. But most importantly, it's an attack on the First Amendment. They didn't just shoot Charlie Kirk today. I'm sorry. For some reason I'm having a hard time with this. They didn't just do that to him today. What they did was they showed that if you go out and speak your mind and you do it well, we'll make you a victim. There's no bigger suppression of freedom of speech than when someone gets killed because of it. This was an attack on the Constitution today. I'm going to go through the information. I'm going to talk about it a little bit. And then I'm going to sign off. I had some big setbacks with my family today and getting my mom located. And I was having a disgusting, horrible day. I can't get these people to help us with anything. I'm not going to get into that. I can one disaster at a time. So, this was an attack on free speech. This was an attack on any of us that like to stand up and have our voices heard. This was an attack on the very First Amendment, the prime directive of the United States. And we also lost a good man. I'm sorry. I don't care what side you're on. I would be this upset no matter what side I was on. Because like I said, it wasn't an attack on Republicans or conservatives as much as it was an attack on the free speech of the United States. It was an attack on the Constitution. Someone silenced a voice today. And that should never be allowed. This is, I don't know what else to say. I guess I try not to get political on here. I try not to talk about my political leanings and this and that. But okay, a little bit of honesty. I'm a big Charlie Cook fan. Have been for years. He's the best debater I've ever known. I love debate. I love broadcasting and debate. And I've always had this respect for him. Because no matter how they would come at him, no matter what they would say, no matter what point they tried to make, he was always calm. He was always the logical voice in the room. And that's why they hated him. He was effective. He was smart. And when they would come out and they would say something, and they'd think, "Oh, they got him," he'd always come back because no one knew the material, not even people in DC, not even people inside the Beltway knew the material like that guy did. You have to respect that, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. I don't give a shit about none of that right now. You got to respect a man for being an activist and for being powerful and strong when he stood up for what he believes in. They silenced that today. The people that attack our free speech. The people that make Facebook shut down people's accounts because they said the word COVID. People who shut down rallies that are peaceful. People who limit public comment to 2 minutes and move it to the end of the meeting. City of Cape Coral. No matter what these people do, and when I say these people, I'm not talking Democrats or Republicans. I'm talking about people that shit on our rights. People that shit on the First Amendment. People that would go do what happened today. Flies in the face of every one of us. It has to. We have to fight for this. Yeah, they got the bad guy in custody. We think, we hope. 90% chance. Who knows? They won't tell us shit. But the bottom line is, this can't stand. We have to come back stronger and better. And we got to do better about talking and debating. We, as a country, we've got to be able to debate each other. And if you can't debate, maybe you don't have any good points. Or maybe you need to go do what Charlie did and learn it better than anybody else. And then go debate them. Debate what you believe in. I don't care if you're on the far left or the far right or a Martian. I don't care. I'm going to fight for your rights. Your right to do this. And your right not to have to wear a helmet and watch over your head for what's coming in. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry, I'm on a bit of a tear. He was the grown-up in the room, Dominic. He sure was. And I think I always wanted to be as good as him. I wanted to be like him. I didn't always even agree with him, but I wanted to be like him because the conviction that he had. He knew how dangerous it was. That doesn't make anything right, but he knew how dangerous this was, and he did it anyway. To me, that makes him some kind of better person, or I don't know. I don't like the hero word, so I'm not going to use that. Hero is way too overused. But he was a defender of free speech, and he was a proponent of American values. And for him to be taken out like this, they tried to take the president's life too. When I say they, I'm talking about assholes. I don't care. I'm not putting a label on it. I'm just saying assholes. Tried to kill our president twice. Assholes just took Charlie Kirk from us. And I'd feel this way if they shot Biden. I'd feel this way right now. Because this is a very attack on our own democracy. It's a very attack on the system that we have and we use and we cherish here. The moment that we allow this banana republic, cap anybody you don't like, horse shit, we can't let this go on. You know, I'm the first one to say these cops need to watch their ass when it comes to the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment. But we do need these guys. I want to know what was going on out there. I mean, I don't expect them to have snipers on the roof. Are we going to have to start putting snipers on the roof at Charlie Kirk type events? I mean, my God, is that what we've devolved to? Frickin' banana republic? That when we don't like the other person, we try to put him in jail, and if that don't work, we'll shoot him. I mean, that's what it's come down to. Jesus Christ, I don't know what to do. I'm so aggravated today. I'm going to tell you what's happened. Red, I think you're right. I agree with you. They've awakened. They have awakened the silent majority today. They've awakened the silent majority today. They've awakened the side of this country that's kept quiet way too long. And I'm going to tell you what's going to end up happening. This movement that Charlie started, where we're going to college campuses around, and he's going there with his people, and he's debating, and he's talking, and all that, that was so that we could start to turn the tide. You guys realize the reason the country lurched to the left over the last 15 years is because of the liberal universities and the liberal colleges. Charlie was trying to push back. He wasn't, all he's saying is, hey, the professors have you 8 hours a day. Let me have 30 minutes with you. Let me talk to you. Let's try to put a bow on some of this stuff. Let me explain some of this stuff. Let me debate some of this stuff. And they hated him for it. They hated him for it. And they ultimately killed him over it. I don't believe in, well, let me go this way. First of all, I don't believe in government funding universities. So answering that question is going to be difficult, Pam, because I believe higher education is probably the most overrated pile of steaming shit that I've ever seen in my life. And I have an associate's. But I'm telling you guys something, okay? It's a steaming pile of shit. That whole college routine has kept so many good people out of great jobs. And it promotes constantly dissidents and people who hate America. And I'm so disenchanted with our colleges and universities right now. Most of them too. I do not agree with the executive order making burning of the flag illegal. I do not. I completely disagree with Donald Trump on that point. Glad to say it. I'll say it again. I'll sign it. And I know there's no grid tonight. I couldn't even bring myself to find something to put on the grid tonight. It's going to be me, and then it's going to be a test pattern, and I'm going to bed. Now, Heath, that's a little too far for me. I believe I'm a libertarian. Remember, I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I'm a libertarian. I believe the government's the problem, not the left or the right. I believe that the politicians are the issue, not the humans. I believe that the problems, all the problems that we have, okay, are because of too much government control, and too many of us giving up what we have to fight for in this government. Namely, the Constitution and the First, Second, and Fourth, and Fifth Amendments. So freaking important. And this is where I'm having a problem, okay? I don't believe the LGBTQ, I'm fine with this. I'm fine with it. Until we start dressing our generals in tutus and shit. There has to be a limit to this stuff. I want you to do whatever you want to do. Just don't do it in front of my kids. I mean, I don't understand the problem with that whole thing either. But I really believe right now that to finish that last statement, let me go back. I'm sorry, I'm going at 90 miles an hour. I disagree with Donald Trump on the flag burning thing. I've disagreed with him on several things lately. I disagree with him going out and fucking up countries in South America over drugs. All right? I don't think we should get into nation building. No more wars. He said no more wars, no more wars. He's been good about it. He's been ending them, not starting them. But this would be a start of a war. This is nation building. No, no, no. Stop the drugs when they get here. Put the people in jail. But I think he went too far there too. So I don't always agree with Donald Trump. I really don't. I mean, I'm a libertarian. I believe less government is always the solution. Name one thing the government tried to fix that's fixed. Name one war on that the government started that they've ended. War on drugs, war on poverty, war on homelessness, war on illiteracy, war on terror, war on high gas prices. Whatever it is, every war that they've ever started, they're still fighting. We're still technically fighting Korea. The government never fixes anything. And so that's my rant on that, that I yes, I like a lot of what Donald Trump's doing because it's different. He's breaking shit. That's what needs to happen in the Beltway. We need to break everything except the monuments and put it back. That whole town is screwed. And we're never going to fix Washington by sending more idiots up there to do more of the same shit that they've been doing all along. And that's a lot, brings me back to Charlie Kirk. This is a man that went out and fought the mainstream every day. He went out and he debated real people on real topics in places where it matters, where our youth are going to university. That's the number one place we have to address these pliable young minds and show them there's another way besides extreme liberalism or extreme conservatism. There's another way forward, a way where we don't need the government involved in every little piece of our life. I don't know. I don't understand the sexual orientation thing. You know, Trey said this the other day. I'm going to give Trey credit for this. He said this on the show about a month ago. He played a clip of a woman that walked out and said, "Hi, my name's Jill. I'm a cisgendered, transgender, questioning queer person from Peoria that identifies as half black and half white." And she got all done. And then she went on with her speech. And Trey said, what if I walked into the next board meeting and said, "Hi, I'm Trey Radel. I'm heterosexual. I love boning the chicks, man." It's pretty messed up, isn't it? You wouldn't think about that, right? But that's what they're doing. I don't care who they do. I don't care. As a matter of fact, I'll fight for their right to do whoever they want. Just don't do it in front of me. I just don't understand. Why does it have to be this way? We're talking about small percentages of the population. And we're talking about huge changes in the way we all live. It's got to be tempered. It's got to be done properly, and it has to be constitutional. Which brings me back again to this whole thing. The First Amendment was attacked today. That's how you have to look at today. We lost a good man, an innocent man, and I am sick and tired. And I was watching my chat room when I had the scanner feed up earlier when the manhunt was going on. I got 4,000 or 5,000 views. It was good. But I put that up so people could hear the scanner and stuff. And there's people in the chat room right away over there that were saying he got what he deserved. He got what he deserved. Yep. You go out spewing a bunch of shit, somebody's going to cap you in the neck. Where the hell does that come from? Over in Europe, they're arresting people for Facebook posts now. If you call somebody a worthless prick, they show up at your door and arrest you. We can't let that happen here. We can't let that happen here. That's right. I'll fight for your right to do what you want as long as what you're doing doesn't victimize me or my family. It's that simple. I'll even fight for your right to go protest for your ability to do whatever it is you want to do in the bedroom. Just do it in the bedroom. I don't know. I saw there was a big conversation in Discord. I couldn't believe it. I was reading down through there. Some of you guys are warriors. I just can't believe somebody would make the statement, hey, you ask for it, you got it coming. What? That's just ignorant. That's just ignorant. That's like saying, well, Donald Trump, You run for president, you get your ear winged, you know? What? So JFK had it coming? Huh? Did Reagan have it coming when he took one in between his ribs? I'm so sick of political violence. I'm so sick of people showing up and shooting up a ball game that they're doing for little kids' charities. It was Republicans and Democrats fight. They were having a baseball game. Senators and congressmen, and some guy goes out there and shoots it up and tries to kill some of them. What's going on? We don't need this bullshit. We're killing each other over politics. I don't know. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of all of it. I'm sick of the woke bullshit too, to be honest with you. They overdid it. I was fine with woke for the first few years. I'm like, okay, all right. Yeah, there's lesbians. They're cool. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so two dudes are doing each other. No big deal. Yeah. I'm cool with it. It's all fine. And then Star Trek has like all gay crews and shit. It's like, when's this going to stop? If only 10 or 15% of the people out there are LGBTQIA2S+, but yet Hollywood depicts it as if 80% was LGBTQIA2S+. I think some people put a second plus on there in case you're like questioning the first plus or something. I don't know. I don't know. I'm so upset tonight. You know, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. My mom is not doing well, and she calls me after it happens, just freaking out because she loves Charlie Kirk. And so I've got my mom not needing to be upset right now, watching Fox News at the rehab facility. I should tell her to keep that on. I should tell her nurse to keep that on a Western channel, please. I felt so bad for her today too, because she's going through her own life crisis right now, near the end, and she has to deal with shit like this: an attack on her country's First Amendment, an attack on someone that she liked to watch, and someone who she believed in. I'm being generous when I say 10 to 15%. I agree. And that's because LGBTQIA plus actually includes people who are questioning whether they're part of that or not. And so it is a little bit larger percentage because of the fact that you can just say, hey, woke up this morning, not really straight anymore, but not really sure where I fit, and looking for a letter. I don't know. I don't know whether to make a joke or sign off. I just don't. Yeah. I've never in my life knew a person that could debate better than Charlie Kirk. As they say on South Park, he's a master debater. He was the best. And he died for it. He died because of it. Because he was good. He was good. He didn't keep his mouth shut. He made too many people look like idiots. And they capped him over it. I saw the video right after it happened. It came in the newsroom. I was at the newsroom. This was a flash news that went through the building. We literally have methods where we all pretty much know that something large has happened. And this went through like wildfire in the newsroom. And within 5 minutes of me finding out, I had already seen the video. And I had already told the people I was standing there with that he was gone. I did this for a living, 17 years on the road, and I'm going to tell you right now, he's Signal 7. There's no way in hell he's going to survive this. It took out his carotid, high-powered rifle. He's Signal 7. And sure enough, there was no doubt about it. Um, the damage was just too bad. I mean, it was just it was going for a headshot, and he dropped it a little bit because he probably didn't have the distance measured right. It's a single shot. I want to mention a few things that have stuck out to me as a former police officer. Single shot. What does that mean? Probably had experience, training, knew what he was doing. Number two, he had escape on his mind. If you're wanting to go in and spray and pray and then let them shoot you, which is what a lot of these people do, that's fine. This guy didn't want to do that. He took his shot, he was gone. He took that shot, and before the smoke could even rise, he was down below the top of the roof level, I'm sure. And he's gone. Because escape was the most important thing. So that tells me this is a professional. He was not doing a murder-suicide. He planned to live. He planned to escape. Now they've got a person of interest that they believe is him, but they will not confirm it. As usual, our law enforcement community is not being transparent. They're not telling us anything, and they're just doing it because they don't have to. Yes, Dominic. Yeah. Yeah, probably done from a distance with the right piece of equipment, with someone who was trained properly, probably knew how to detect wind and distance, and then knew how to lay it in there just right. And came pretty close to dead center. Son of a bitch. I want to find out more about this guy, but they're dragging it out. And you guys know my rule. If they tell us within 6 hours it's a white male, straight white male. If they tell us within 12 hours it's a straight black male. And if it goes longer than that, it's going to be an LGBTQIA plus or a woman. 2S. I think I forgot one. Anyway, sorry. Didn't mean to leave anybody out. Pam, I know this is an issue that's going on tonight. They arrested a man of interest originally, 71-year-old man. He was determined to not be involved, was cited for obstruction and released. They came out at a press conference 95 minutes, right about almost 2 hours ago now. They came out at a press conference and said they had a person of interest. They believe him to be the shooter. So I shut down the stream because people kept coming on my stream saying they've got this guy. There's no more manhunt. They've got this guy. And everything I'm looking up, what they're basically saying is apparently Governor Spencer Cox during the press conference said that a person of interest is in custody and is being interviewed. But he also emphasized that while the suspect is still at large, the investigation continues. So they were very careful to say they had somebody, but also very careful to say they have not shut down the manhunt. So technically, we don't know exactly what's going on. And Pam, if that's true, they've cleared the second POI, then I got to get a scanner feed back up because that's not what I'm getting here. So I don't know. Jesus, I have no idea. Let me see what I can come up with here. Okay, it says that they have a man in custody. He's being interviewed, but he has not yet been charged. Kash Patel also stated the subject was, quote, in custody, though not officially identified the shooter. Law enforcement continues to assert that the shooter remains at large despite public confusion. Statements carefully differentiate between subject in custody and actual perpetrator. Are they splitting hairs? What the hell's going on? Officials have acknowledged conflicting public messages, but clarify the person in custody may not be the shooter. So it sounds to me like they've picked up some asshole and they're trying to pin it on him and they're not sure if it's him or not. The 71-year-old, we're sure he's not involved at this point. The second one they arrested about 2 hours ago is the one that's still being investigated now, but yet the local police are still saying there's one at large. So I do not know what's going on with this exactly. Yeah, guys, normally I have a grid up and video and everything else, but I couldn't do it tonight. I had to go. I did 3 hours of commercial radio and it about killed us. None of us wanted to be there. These are not the kind of shows we like to do. Pam, I believe there's always some of that involved. You know, people automatically assume that the government knows what they're doing. And I work for the government. And it's slap full of idiots. I used to be surprised how many thousands of taxpayers' dollars get spent every day because their employees, a lot of them are just worthless. Because in government, you get paid good and you really don't have to do a whole lot. They're apparently not even still sure where the shot came from. It's a bunch of different alphabet agencies involved. Unified command structures set up. They're doing physical evidence sweeps on every rooftop within range. They're reviewing all video footage that anybody had. They're asking for them to send it to them. They're also looking at the campus cameras, attendee cell phone cameras. It's all being put together. Witnesses interviewed. They interviewed a lot of people there before they left. The suspect individual was described as wearing all black tactical attire, possibly a vest. You know, that doesn't seem right to me. If you're number one, now he could have had all this stuff and had a way to immediately discard it and hide it somewhere. Because you don't flee a shooting scene in black tactical gear in the middle of broad daylight. It's like everybody will go, there's the shooter. I mean, it's like, okay, you would dress like the people at the university and you would walk away like you're one of the people that's kind of frantically walking away. Aviator-style glasses were noted on multiple eyewitness accounts. They're gathering scars, build, and gate details right now from the evidence they're finding. All evidence indicates the shots likely came from an elevated or distant building. This complicates live capture because, you know, he wasn't where the shooting was. All the cops went to where it happened. If the shooter's 200, I think about it's 200 yards away. I want you to think about standing on your high school end zone at the goal line and looking down at someone standing at the other goal line. It was twice that far. Okay, so we're talking about somebody that knew what they were doing. Yeah, there you go, Dominic. History does tend to repeat itself. Yep. I don't know, guys. That's what we got, though. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and clear here. I've been on about 35 minutes. I don't have a lot else to say tonight. I don't feel up to it. My head hurts. My belly hurts. I'm sick to my stomach, and I need to go to bed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sign off early. I'm gonna take about an hour here to see what's going on, and if there is something going on, I'll put up a feed here in about 10 or 15 minutes I'll put up a feed with scanners and everything else. Just give me a few minutes to get it going. Um, like I said, I shut it down because they said the manhunt was over. Now we're being told that they got a guy in custody, but yet the manhunt's still going on. I don't know. I'm going to go see if I can figure out what's going on. Yeah, I'd like to do more tonight, guys. I'm not. I did 4.5 hours a couple nights ago, but I'm just not up to it tonight. Um, yeah, hopefully things will get better tomorrow, and they'll tell us something. Hopefully. Yeah, Dominic, I'm trying to keep my promise to be here. I may go short, I may go long. I can't promise, but I do try to be here when I say I'm going to be here. And it is what it is. The Discord's up. The I don't know. I'm just yeah. Look for the scanner feed if you guys want, and go over there. You can get a chat going over there. That would help me out quite a bit, and get a lot more people into the feed. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on tonight, but I'm going to go try to figure it out here. All right, everybody. That's about it. Listen, here's what's going on Starship Adventures. I'm live again tomorrow night. Tomorrow is what I call Star Trek Day. I know we just had the big Star Trek Day, but tomorrow's Star Trek Day. New Star Trek tomorrow. The final episode of Season 3 for Star Trek Strange New Worlds premieres tonight right after midnight on Paramount Plus. I sound like an ad for those douchebags. It's been real hit and miss. It's been real hit and miss, guys. Star Trek, the last season of Strange New Worlds, we only get 10 episodes, and like 4 of them sucked. So it's really has not been a good average. I'm hoping, usually the season finales going in and out of the seasons are the best ones. I'm hoping tomorrow morning's episode, when I get up, will cheer me up, and I'm gonna sit here and watch it and enjoy it. Maybe watch it twice, and then as soon as I'm done watching it twice, I'm gonna cancel my Paramount Plus subscription until they decide to make some more Star Trek, which they're now saying is going to be like 18 more months away. I'm not paying for Paramount Plus while they're still deciding whether they're going to make more Star Trek or not. Yeah, things are crazy right now, both for me personally and otherwise. And so, yeah, there's a lot going on out here. And, yeah. Yep, sorry I was a little passionate earlier, but I'm just beside myself tonight. I really am just beside myself. I don't know what to even say. I have that weird feeling like when I have to put my cat down or something. I hate this feeling. And I feel like something was stolen today. Something was taken from us today. And it was so unjust. And like I said, it was an attack on the First Amendment. Never forget that. When this is discussed tomorrow at the water cooler, and they say it's a shame what happened to Charlie Cook. Yes, it is a shame what happened to Charlie Kirk, but let me tell you something else. It was an attack on the First Amendment. Nothing's more important than the Constitution. All right, guys, that's going to be it. This is, as we say, my 7-3 round. I'm going to be getting out of here. I will be back tomorrow night for a little more of a regular show. I'll be on Friday, and then Sunday. It looks like Sunday, but maybe also on Saturday. Sunday, I'm doing a long drive. If you guys will bear with me, I'm going to take you on a 4-hour tour. Okay? That's an hour more than Gilligan and them got on the boat. So I'm going to take you guys all the way around Lake Okeechobee, and I'm going to show you some of the really cool spots of Florida that you never get to see if you watch TV, because they always talk about our coastline. And I'm going to show you guys the lake in the middle. And what's cool is I'm going to explain and show you guys how the lake is so big that the water in the middle of the lake is higher than you because of the curvature of the earth. And so when you look from one side of the lake to the other, you can't see the horizon no matter how good your optics are. And that's because the lake is so big that the water comes up between you and the coast on the other side. I think that is so cool. It's one of the neatest phenomenon, and it's also proof that the earth's not flat. So there you go. We're going to prove that again this weekend. So yeah, we're going to be doing that. It's going to be a long drive. I'm going to talk through the whole thing. I I got all kinds of facts. I've been studying things about things, and I'm going to talk about everything. I'm going to answer your questions, and it's just going to be me in the car. I have no itinerary other than to just provide you guys with a good show. And it's going to be a great test to see how it all goes. And so that's going to be coming up probably Sunday. I'll keep you guys advised, and if there's anything else also, I'll make sure your notifications are on, because I got a lot of stuff coming up. All right, I'm going to get these other feeds. I'm going to see what else I can get going here. You guys have a good night out there. This is the Sights and Sounds of Earth on an abbreviated version tonight, on the night that Charlie Kirk was assassinated, and we lost probably the best debater that the world has ever known. And I'm just literally hurting tonight. I cannot believe this has happened. What a very bitter night. All right, guys, everybody have a good night out there. We'll see you next time. This is Starship Adventures. My name is Ian. 7 3s. Have a good night, and hopefully a better tomorrow.